Your day is going great. I'm late to this live. This is my second live, and all of the technology um, just set loose. So I'm back and I'm trying to connect from various devices. Hope this goes well. Yes. So in the last live, there was some technical issue as well in the end where my voice wasn't audible. And so I was just saying that this project will be an open source in terms of code. So if you people are interested part of this project, you are a beginner, you wish to learn and start from scratch, you're most welcome. So in the last session, we talked about our user persona and our use cases. So we designed one particular layout for the activity tracker. I should be able to share my screen. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can split the screen. I'm having technical issues. Yes. Why the screen isn't splitting? That was switching now. Mm. Bear with me, I'm very new to these streaming tools. Okay, let's go to this section. Today we'll be further elaborating on the low fidelity prototype. We did design a little bit of that yesterday. It was just a pen and paper sketch, you can say. Today we'll be going into the Figma file and designing those uh, uh, that layout in a very concrete structure. So let's say these are my predefined activities. Then I can just use auto layout. It's a very funny way of putting my grid. Okay, so I'm also new to this layout section and now it is better. So let's underline it, and then I was talking about an add-on feature which will then have a plus section. I can't draw in this Figma file, so but I can import my material design icons. Thank you, Rakhi ma'am. Yeah. Uh, Plugin didn't come here. It is loading. Yes, I have to go for an add button icon. Matter. This is very slowly. Yep. Just drag and drop it here. And then I was talking about the compass. So the further brainstorming about how to really design that component where we are uh, drawing a parallel between the engagement and the um, energy levels that the user will feel after completing the activity is something that we really need to think about. We need to have a design element which help us rate the engagement and um, energy on the scale of 5. Basically, we can have um, timeline sort of element. Let's see. Just yeah. Then we can add a line shift. So this will be my default state. And let's say my active state would be to have, let's say, if I felt that I was engaged or energetic at the peak, like the 5 is the rating for that activity, then it should be in a different selected state. We haven't decided our color palette for the app yet, so just creating a a basic structure. And still side by side, coming back to the file and the system that through which I conducted the live yesterday because I was facing issues, technical issues. Yeah. Yeah. So now we need to have them. So these are my elements. I should label them as the default and the selected state, right? And icons for engage engagement should be an eye. I'm using this for my engagement and energy. Oh, say this. Okay. Yeah, this for my energy level. So this is basically Material UI design library of icons, and I can easily use them if I'm using Material UI icons in my package in the application. So with the parameters, we can definitely think of better UI element, but so far we'll be sticking with the maybe engagement blue and energy. We can include this one. Right. And let me stop presenting for a while. Similarly, zoomed in view. Oh, it is that zoomed in throughout. Okay, yeah. Let's see if I can join to this system. Oh yeah, video is on. I'll be joining again. So, a moment. will maximize this. Yeah. Oh, finally back with my actual system. I should be able to share the yesterday's Figma, the sketch, the raw low fidelity diagram that we had created for the screen one. Also the Figma file. It isn't changing for some reason. Yes, we were here. And so here will be the activities. Let's say, okay, we can definitely have the icons later. So for images, we use this thumbnail that we'll be using, which indicates that here we'll be using an image. Okay, so this isn't working. Yes, let's. Today is a very difficult day in terms of tech. I should share this screen where we talked about how the layout will look for the activity tracker. This is the low fidelity uh, wireframe or the diagram, not wireframe, low fidelity prototype, and then we are restructuring that in a very clear element form in our Figma file. We'll be further advancing upon it, and so at this point in time, when I'm talking about this parameter, which is rating my activities, engagement, and energy scales, I'm talking about a UI element which is similar to a timeline. I think there must be a package which will enable us to use that, and based on the value inputted by the user, we'll be then further updating the UI. Let's say this is for 5. Yes. Once we are able to do that, we'll be having a pie chart which will then define our activity performance, right? And then we can then further decide what activities we should focus in the next week or month to balance our growth. So this has been this, but we are really missing out on a lot of uh, basic fundamental questions that we must ask our user. And so today I was able to find this beautiful template of Figma in Figma, and um, I think we should be ideating more in that direction, and we'll be able to then further find both the problems and the solutions to the problems of our specific user that we have defined yesterday. Um, I'll hold and stop here for a minute. Yes, so I'll be sharing the Figma file right now. And so it is a beautiful sticky note scenario going here for us, and beautifully designed Figma template which is basically for defining a user persona. It has beautifully defined all the possible scenarios and the elements that one should keep in mind while designing a persona. So there is this image of that persona, name, their art style, then age, demographic, occupation, and a small description about them. they have any social media links or any other portfolios, then their personality types and a very beautiful navigational structure happening here. But at the moment, we are not focusing on this part. Uh, Here, we should invest ourselves more and more about our name is it will work. Yeah. So I think we should generalizing it. Um, so interest. Now, when we're talking about interest, we have to keep in mind application and focus and write that when what kind of interest you would like to really cater to uh, our user. So let's say we talked about reading and dancing, mm, exercising, add more. Let's say what painting, um, else, conducting workshop, and some it can be community building too. That is very generalized stuff, but that is fine, yeah, right? So these can be possible interests of a user, the needs and expectations, keeping three spheres, emotional, spiritual, and physical. We should be able to um, put it here. We should be able to. So in the first half, we'll no, it's needs should be able to rate their engagement and energy energy scale daily with easy ease of use daily easily, right? That is the main priority. Then uh, should be able to feel motivated to complete the activities or achieve the goals set and needs and expectations. And data analysis of the data input to attain future uh, attain insights to have a clear vision of the future steps. Yeah. Then Motivations. So our motivations on the app for the user are definitely rewards for the task task completed. um, Suggestive um, future path or better self is definitely a motivation for the user is going to our platform, because then the data they are performing the tasks on our app is um, desire to receive a clear vision of what is working for them and what is not. So yes, and what else? It can be the motivation for them to come back on the app and do it daily. Definitely the rewards and uh, the better understanding and the um, helpful steps for the future that helps bring on people like their peers to create a community, and then a sort of community diaspora where they can share their journey to motivate each other. Yeah, that's for that community building for motivating each other. Wow, this has given another uh, solution and a problem for the application. Yeah, this is a very good exercise. Influences. Now, the influences for my user is the peer, right? It is that the type of five people that you keep close to, that you keep close in your life, they define who you are, right? So definitely the influences in our persona, like our user persona, is the peer group. Then the content they consume on online mediums, their physical appearance. It depends what we are calling influences, like influences that create our mindset and our psyche. Mm, their family background, their family, just their family, yeah. Family and neighbors. Yes, goals. Now, goals to complete the data entry. Complete the data entry to receive a concrete result of There, Agnes. Able to observe the significant changes that they have got in their life by using the app. Let's say when they are adding on a particular activity that has not been predefined, it will describe as to what new spheres they are exploring in their life to make and bring a difference, and if they are investing enough time in that particular activity. Yes, this is a very beautiful feature. Um, can be worked upon. Yeah. And this is also very much group activity where people come in and brainstorm together. At this point in time, I'm doing it alone. Probably after a week, I'll be having a other group of people joining in. Yes, I'm really about that. Let's think of the last goal to succeed in the direction they have been able to identify during the journey. Yeah, and it is a very gradual process. You'll see the results after the end of year probably. Yeah, pain points and frustrations. To come daily and be distant about the act of entering the data or marking their state of engagement. Again, the best pain point will be user to really see that what they thought in their mind, that that is something for them, and through the exercise they are identifying it is probably not the best thing working out for them, and so they have to then work hard and reroute and work towards something else. um, yeah, that will be the most difficult of it all, to reroute and find solutions and actions to be successful in the newly discovered path. And what else? Mm, we also talked about one particular use case where we are talking about um, to come and express their emotion about the activity I've performed. And though we'll try and enhance the experience of it by just making it speech to text uh, scenario, but to invest in it in that capacity is also a pain point. But eventually that will be helpful. But yes, that can be a pain to emote the to express the emotion. We are done now. How we'll be mapping it for the application is another task. Uh, so needs and expectations is the end result that as the application developer we should be able to um, really achieve. It is the goal for us to be able to provide this to the user as an end result. Motivations is the two motivations are the tools with which we can bring the back on the application again and again so that they perform the task. And interests basically are action buttons, the primary key features where we want the icons to be placed correctly with a good color theory, with good emotion, and also um, gives the user the breathing space to add in more activities and then uh, have icons that are equivalent to that particular activity they have just added. So these are this is where the UI should be leveraged or where we need to work on the UI more. Influences uh, how we create uh, create an ecosystem that the user feels compelled to perform better. What are the influences which triggers the user to have a healthy competition to be better first from themselves and then their influences and perceiving the influence system in that way. Goals. So this is basically let's say this is an indirect way through. So this is an undertone. Goals is something which should happen automatically. Like the three which we have defined, let's say to succeed in the direction they have been able to identify during the journey, this is something they should be able to identify self reflection. This is not something they'll be able to see uh, through some UI reward, right? This is, let's say, when we are saying, so it is a saying that a good design is uh, unidentifiable. Like you don't really notice good design because it is so good that you can't really uh, say that it is a design. It just exists and it just adapts to its functioning very well. So yeah, yeah, pain points is definitely are the breakpoints which if we fail to cater to as developers, our users will drop if we'll not be able to address. So yes, uh, this entire exercise will help us come and reflect again and again on how we are proceeding and able to come back to again brainstorming and not uh, go into prototyping more. But because today's activity was about with the user, I think we have done it very beautifully through this beautifully designed template from Figma. So thanks to the creators template. And I myself feel that this has really helped clear uh, my mind as to what we are proceeding forward for. And it is 45 minutes into this live. Yesterday I was also for about 45 minutes. I had some technical glitches, and so yeah, I'll figure it out in the next live for sure and be on time. Thank you for your time if you have been here, and we'll see you tomorrow.